Telling your boss that you're autistic, ADHD, or dyslexic, or any other neurodivergent identity is a big decision. It can open up doors or it can slam them shut. So how do you know if you should disclose? And if you do, what do you say? Let's talk about it. Hi, my name's Summer. I'm a keynote speaker and leadership trainer that was late diagnosed with autism and ADHD. I'm also a corporate survivor. I've worked for the Walt Disney Company, HEB, and even a dude ranch. And now I help neurodivergent professionals thrive in a workplace that wasn't built for us. And today I'm going to help you figure out how, when, and whether to share your neurodivergence at work, strategically, safely, and with confidence. So let's talk about why disclosure matters. Disclosure can lead to things like formal accommodations that make work easier, deeper trust with an empathetic manager, and a more authentic and sustainable work experience. So if you've seen the past videos, you know about things like masking and working in an environment that was built for neurotypicals and the cost that it has for neurodivergent individuals. Now, when we disclose, we open up the door to be able to have conversations about things that make sense to help us be able to show up more authentically and better without draining so much of our battery throughout the day. Now, you are never required to share more than you are comfortable with, unless you are requesting legal accommodations under the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. And even then, you only need to share minimal information. Disclosure is not about justifying your existence. It's about giving yourself the tools to succeed. But we do need to consider the risks. Bias against neurodivergent professionals still exists. Disclosure can lead to being underestimated, it can lead to being micromanaged, or being judged based on stereotypes. You want to walk into this decision with your eyes open and your strategy sharp. So here are 3 questions to ask yourself before you disclose. The first question is, do you actually need an accommodation to succeed? So a workplace accommodation for professionals could be something like a flexible work schedule, quiet workspaces, accommodation around how and when you will respond, things that allow you to better focus and keep your focus. Now, the second question is your workplace psychologically safe for disclosure? We would like to think that all workplaces are psychologically safe and we can show up as our full, authentic self. We know, unfortunately, that that is not the case. So disclosing of things that put us into a minority can come with consequences. So ask yourself, do you trust that your leader will have your best interest in mind? Do you trust that your organization will have a basic understanding of what neurodivergence is? Do you trust that there will be no consequences or very minimal consequences while you're figuring out a growth phase between you, your leader, and the organization for disclosing? And then third, are you ready to advocate for yourself calmly and clearly? Now, if you answered yes to all 3 of these, then you're ready. If not, you may want to wait, plan, or choose partial disclosure. Now, if you are ready to disclose, let's talk about how you can do this effectively. You want to lead with your strengths. Lead with what makes you valuable for this team. Share only the relevant part of your neurodivergence and make a clear and reasonable request. So an example of this might be, I have ADHD. It makes me great at rapid problem solving, but sometimes it's hard for me to manage multiple deadlines without visual tracking. Would it be possible to use a shared checklist for our projects? No oversharing, no apology, just strength and clarity. Now, if you are not ready for full disclosure, here's an alternative for partial disclosure. You can simply describe the support you need without naming your diagnosis. So some examples. I work best when I have an advance notice of meeting agendas. Or, quiet spaces help me focus better on high priority tasks. Protect your privacy until you feel safe. And I want to remind you, you are not broken. You are not less than, and you are not required to explain yourself to anyone who hasn't earned your trust. Disclosure is a tool. We can use it wisely, we can use it on our terms, and we can use it to build a career that you don't have to mask your way through. Now, If this video helped you think through disclosure, then stick around. A new video focused on the neurospicy workplace will come out every single Monday. And until then, don't forget, you got this.